We want to thank everyone who made it out to join our celebration this afternoon. It is always exciting when we can celebrate the opening of a brand new facility. And yes, this is the groundbreaking, and somebody kind of got here early and started putting the building up already. Can you imagine? But we are very, very excited because I know that our students and our families in the Urbana community know that it's a wonderful place to live, and therefore everybody wants to join you here. And so one of the most rapidly growing areas of our county, and I know that we have waited a while to finally get this renovation underway and started so that we can welcome the Urbana school community here next fall. And we have some delightful students who are going to help us in the ceremony this afternoon that I want to introduce as our first list of VIPs, very important people, and then I will get to the adult list of VIPs, okay? So our students who will be helping us in the celebration today, and when I say your name, if you want to, you could stand up and wave to everybody, or you can just raise your hand, and then when I get through the whole list, we're gonna do a big cheer for you, okay? So James Patty, Parnika Sadi, Alia Alovla, Emma Ingram, Mina Rao, Mustafa Ahmad, Marcella Torres, Devin George, Joshua Dean, Jackson Smith, Mason Kyle, Ariana LeBron Garcia, and I apologize, Ariana. Those are our amazing student ambassadors who will be celebrating for us today, so let's give them a big round of applause. And I should note that those students are currently attending Urbana at Sugarloaf Centerville Elementary and are going to be part of the new Urbana Elementary School family in the fall, so we're really glad you're representing your school. We have many people who made today possible here to celebrate with us, and I'm going to start with our elected officials, because without their support and their funding, projects like this don't happen for the residents of Frederick County. And so representing our state delegation, and again, delegates, council members, if you would stand so we can see you, and we'll acknowledge all of our elected officials with a big round of applause once I get through their names. So representing our state delegation, Senator Michael Huff, our county executive, Jan Gardner, council members Jerry Donald and Jessica Fitzwater. We have our state treasurer here joining us this afternoon, Nancy Kopp. We have the elected members of our Board of Education, Mr. Brad Young, our board president, and board members Mike Beninsky, Karen Yoho, and Joyce Schaefer. Can we please give our elected officials a round of applause? We also have a lot of our FCPS staff who have worked very hard on supporting this project and all of the changes that are coming our way. And so again, I'm going to announce their names. They can stand, wave, and then if we would give them a round of applause at the end. And I said FCPS staff. We kind of think of her as staff because she works with us so often, but I'm going to start with our Director of Education and Special Initiatives, who works in the County Executive's office but visits with us a lot, Janice Spiegel. Our Chief Operating Officer, who I'm sure many of you have been interacting with for many months, Mr. Paul Lebo. Our Chief Financial Officer, Leslie Pellegrino. The Executive Director of Public Affairs, Mr. Darrell Boffman. The Executive Director of School Administration and, System Accountability and School Administration, Jamie Alvito. We have our Elementary School Director, Mr. Mark Pritz is here this afternoon. From Butterfly Ridge Elementary, we have Dr. Patty Hosfeld. We have the principals from our feeder schools, Kathy Golightly from Kemptown. We have, and I say feeder schools, members of the Urbana High feeder pattern who are here. We have, I saw Karen Hobson from Centerville Elementary School. We have our president from the Frederick County Teachers Association, Missy Dirks. Our director of capital programs, Adnan Mamoun. And I'm looking, is there any other staff members that I missed? Well, golly gee. Somebody that is near and dear to all of your hearts, the principal of Urbana Elementary School at Sugarloaf, that we said will be very kind to you and not make you pack up your office again. And we're going to let her stay at Sugarloaf next year, Tess Blumenthal. Can we give our staff a round of applause? And so with that, I am going to turn it over to, once again, someone that you know very well. She was the principal of Centerville Elementary School and decided to join us on this brave adventure of opening a new building. And if you want to hear what that's like, you can talk to Tess or you can talk to Tracy. Tracy has also been working very hard this year on helping us with the plans and the transitions for the redistricting. And that is a feat unto itself, and she's been doing a fabulous job. So with that, Ms. Tracy Hilliard, the principal of Urbana Elementary School.
Dr. Alban, thank you for your wonderful welcome. I want to start with extending my greetings to all of the state and local officials that are here today, our Frederick County and State Board of Education members that are here, Frederick County staff members, the Urbana Sugarloaf PTA president. Greetings are also extended to our scholars, our families, and my friends in attendance. Just a little history about our original Urbana Elementary School. The original school was built in 1960 and opened its doors with 13 classrooms and 1 bus. I know that will work today, right? But here's another. The bus shuttled the students to and from the school in shifts. So they didn't all come at one time. They had to take some, go get some, drop some off. So I thought that was interesting history. The school was dedicated in December of 1960, and it had renovations in 1965 and 1975. So that's the little history about Urbana L. The Urbana Elementary School replacement that you see today will be a multi-story facility totaling 98,178 gross square feet on the 19-acre site of the original Urbana Elementary School. Our Urbana Elementary School replacement will be an energy-efficient building that at minimum meets the LEED, which is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, Silver certification requirements. Several initiatives include the positioning of the school to best use natural light sources, the use of light harvesting light fixtures, as well as a geothermal HVAC system. The replacement Urbana Elementary School will be a place to promote high scholastic achievement. The community will be welcome to collaborate with our staff to support our school mission, learning today, leading tomorrow. On behalf of the Urbana Elementary School community, thank you to the state of Maryland, Frederick County, FCPS's Board of Education for your commitment and support of the construction of Urbana Elementary School. Your commitment to building our new school will have long-lasting impact on our community. The most obvious is your willingness to collaborate to alleviate overcrowding at Centerville and UES at Sugarloaf. As a former principal of Centerville and now the principal of Urbana L, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. We are all looking forward to building new memories for Urbana Elementary. Now I would like to welcome and introduce Mr. Brad Young, President of our Board of Education, to share some remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'd again like to recognize my fellow board members that are here with us today, Vice President Joy Schaefer, Karen Yoho, and back here I can see Mr. Mike Beninsky. Thank you for being here. This has been a great day. This morning we got to do the groundbreaking for our new Rock Creek Elementary, which was out, Rock Creek School, which is out in Walkersville, which is a school for severely disabled, handicapped, special needs type students. And again, I'll say, in being there this morning, you all have gotten a lot more done today. All they had was dirt out there. We actually have part of a building here. As Mrs. Hilliard said, this school has had a strong history in this part of the community, and I have a great love of education. That comes from being the product of two Frederick County Public School teachers. My mom went on to get her first principalship right here at Urbana Elementary, and she was indeed principal in 1975 when that renovation was done. So I saw that renovation happen as she was principal here at Urbana. So Urbana holds a very special memory in my heart as well. Between Urbana Elementary, Sugarloaf that was built, and the addition that'll go down to Oakdale, Middle, and Blue Heron, you're talking about an investment that our government is making in education just in this area alone of well over $100 million. If many of you will remember, a few years back we had a meeting where we were trying to prioritize whether to build a new school down here in Urbana or a school out on Route 41st. Because it didn't look like we were going to have the funding to do both at the same time. We had two very passionate communities that came out and advocated as to why they both needed their school first, and we were very lucky that our county executive and county council found a way to be able to do both schools at the same time. In addition to that, they've also sped up the Oakdale Middle Addition and the new elementary school that will be going over and be named Blue Heron. So we're very lucky that our county, and with the backing of our state government, has stepped up and said we need to get this done sooner rather than later. So it's a great day to be able to get this done. As Dr. Alban alluded to, the other part that's not so fun about this is the board next Wednesday will make the final decisions on redistricting as to who will go to each school. What I will assure every parent and every student in this community, no matter which school you end up into, it's a great school. They're going to get a great education, and they will have a great experience there. And so we wish we could put everybody exactly where they wanted to be, but it unfortunately is not easy to do. But we're so excited for the students that will go both here to Urbana and right down the street, just over the hill there, to Sugarloaf Elementary next fall. So want to again acknowledge our support that we've had from our county government. They play a vital role in being able to do this. County Executive Gardner has stepped up to the plate these past couple years and dealt with these issues of overcrowding in those two parts of the county, and also has had the support of our county council. Treasurer Kopp down at the state also has been a great advocate for education and being able to have the adequate facilities that we need. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our county executive, Jan Gardner.
Thank you, Brad, and congratulations to the Urbana community. I'm really excited to be here to join you for this official groundbreaking. I've been down here several times to see the progress on the building, and it really is about making sure that we have adequate schools for all of your children so that they can have access to the best quality education that we can possibly provide. Years ago, I became interested in Frederick County government and serving in political office because of school overcrowding. My own children were in overcrowded schools, and I've really worked very hard to try to make sure that we can deliver adequate schools for our students. So I am proud to be part of the multi-year solution to solve elementary school overcrowding in Urbana. And there were times, as Brad mentioned, when we just didn't think it was going to happen. But in Frederick County, we are creative, we put our problem-solving hat on, and we do what we want all of our children to do, is to come up with a solution and to never give up. So, and the Urbana community rose to the challenge too. They helped us to design schools that would keep the costs down, and we work with our community partners. So I want to give some well-deserved thank yous to the staff at Frederick County Public Schools for always being willing to look for new ways to make projects work with limited dollars. I want to thank the County Council, and I have Councilman Jerry Donald and Councilwoman Jessica Fitzwater here, for always approving the local budget for school construction, not just for the county chair, but often to forward fund the state share of a project so that we can keep it on track until the state can provide us with the funding. And Brad Young mentioned to you that when we built Sugarloaf Elementary School, we were trying at the same time to build Butterfly Ridge Elementary School. And we really struggled to find the money to do both. And so I want to thank the developer of Urbana, which is Tom Natelli, because he came to a Board of Education hearing in the fall of that year. We were putting the budget together, and he heard the voices of the parents in both communities, and he said to me, we really need to do both. And he was willing to stand up and help forward fund some money to make sure we could get both schools done at the same time. So he's not here today, but I thought it was important to recognize him, because if we hadn't built Sugarloaf, we would not certainly be here where we are today with Urbana Elementary School's replacement. Of course, I want to thank the administration, the teachers, the students, the families, and all the surrounding neighbors for being flexible and tolerating the inconveniences and challenges that come related to a major school construction project, and for all the students who had to deal with the school when it was an open space school and deal with portables for a number of years. The community has seamlessly moved into Urbana Elementary School at Sugarloaf and waited for the 2 years it would take for this new school to be open for students. So we're nearing the finish line. By this time next year, New Urbana Elementary School will be open, and it will be a state-of-the-art facility with all the amenities that the community has enjoyed while attending Urbana at Sugarloaf Elementary. Adequate space for over 700 students, up-to-date state-of-the-art technology, space for small group learning, natural lighting, and all the other amenities that come with a 21st century school. The new Urbana Elementary School will reflect the greater Urbana community. It will be a symbol for a community that values education and puts the needs of our students first. We can hardly wait for the new Urbana Elementary School to open and to be part of Frederick County's history and bright future. We are symbolically digging the dirt today, but we are really moving one step closer towards completing this multi-year plan to really eliminate overcrowding at the elementary level in Urbana. So I'm proud to be part of this solution and to have found the funding necessary to keep these schools on track. So I look forward to making it a reality, and I'll be here to celebrate with you when the school opens to students next fall. Thank you. And now it's my great honor to introduce to you a very important person in the state of Maryland, our state treasurer, Nancy Kopp. She has been a long advocate for public education and school construction. She is one of 3 members on our State Board of Public Works, and they approve and really implement the state budget every year. They approve every contract that comes through. Back in 2004, she chaired what became known as the Kopp Commission to look at identifying adequate funding for public school construction. I was on that task force and got to know Nancy very well, and we're really pleased and honored to have our state treasurer, Nancy Kopp, join us today.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to you all. I think I don't know any other community where before the ground is broken, you've already built 2 stories of a new school. This is enthusiasm gone a great distance. I just want to congratulate you and thank you for the dedication, Jan, the dedication of the county, the school board, the county council. The senator knows down in Annapolis, Frederick is known as a county that is dedicated to education, to families, and to growth. You've got 3 great schools, and almost great school that is going to be here less than a year from now. And it's going to be terribly exciting. I congratulate all the scholars who are going to be going to Sugarloaf Centerville or this great new school. I have a granddaughter and grandson in 3rd grade, and I know they would be very jealous to hear that you all have a new school. There are no investments, and I'm sort of the chief investment officer of the state in terms of investing our funds. There is no investment more important, I believe, than the public schools, the communities, the families, and the scholars, because they are really our investment in the future. We're banking on you all, and we are here to do all we can to make the next generation truly the greatest generation. Thank you for inviting me.
State Senator for District 4, Mike Huff, wanted to make a couple comments.
I'll be very brief. As you already heard from the most important person in the state, the person that actually writes the checks. So I'm just here on behalf of the Frederick County delegation. You know, we're very blessed actually for Urbana there's 8 members of the delegation that they send down, Frederick County sends down to Annapolis on your behalf, 2 state senators, 6 delegates. Of that, 6 of us actually represent parts of Urbana. So Urbana is well represented down there, folks who are, and actually, quite frankly, for all of Frederick County, we work very well together to try to bring back school construction funds and education funds back here. Just as a side note, it's actually a blessing in disguise that we talk about the crowding and people coming in, because I represent a small part of Carroll County, and they have the opposite problem. We're trying to figure out what to do with schools and the excess population, because their county is actually declining in population. So we realize in Frederick County we're growing. It's an attractive place where people want to come to. And I'm just happy to be here on behalf of your delegation, your senators and delegates, and to celebrate this great day. And the magic of I've never been to a groundbreaking where it's 2 stories behind us, but there's a first for everything.
Well, thank you, everyone. In closing, I want to thank our Facilities Task Force and the Maryland State School Board, our superintendent, and our architects for designing a school that will allow us to create more Urbana Elementary School memories, but it will also honor those individuals who made Urbana Elementary what it is today. Thank you for attending our special groundbreaking ceremony this afternoon, as Urbana Elementary scholars and staff will continue to excel and produce citizens that will leave their mark on our society. A special acknowledgement goes out to my fellow principals for their support, my family and friends in attendance. A Hawk thank you goes out to our scholars that will participate in the ceremony today, in the, I guess, dirt throwing ceremony today that we have. I don't know what the appropriate is, but we'll do that. So all of them are here, and Dr. Alban introduced them. So again, I want to say thank you, scholars, for being here today, and thank you, parents, for allowing them to be a part of this today. At this time, I would invite you to sign the beam if you didn't get a chance to sign it when you came in today, and our guest book if you have not already done so. I would like to invite our officials and scholars to join me around the back of this tent for the official shoveling of the dirt ceremony. After the official photographs are taken, please feel free to take your own with the shovels if you would like. With Hawk pride, thanks again for coming, and enjoy the refreshments in the back. Thank you.